She arrived at the gala as a guest and then left as a storm no one saw coming. Under the crystal chandeliers of New York's elite, billionaire heiress Vivian Royce smirked, called her a fraud in borrowed power, and ordered security to escort her out. Cameras flashed, laughter spread, and arrogance filled the air. What no one at that table knew was this: the black woman they humiliated was Amara Lewis, a self-made CEO with a $40 billion empire, and before dawn, she'd owned the Royce family's entire dynasty. The Royce Foundation Gala was supposed to celebrate the future of innovation. Instead, it exposed the rot still hiding beneath polished marble and charity smiles. Amara Lewis stepped out of her car beneath the grand awning of the Royce Hotel. The media lights flickered, reporters whispered, and a dozen cameras tilted her way. She was one of the most influential CEOs in the country, the founder of Lewis Global Holdings, a firm that had turned failing corporations into billion-dollar success stories. Yet as she entered the ballroom, heads turned not in respect but in quiet judgment. The air smelled of perfume, power, and old money. Every handshake was rehearsed, every smile measured, and at the center of it all stood Vivian Royce, the heiress to the Royce Group, a dynasty that built its wealth from inheritance, not innovation. "Amara," Vivian purred as she approached, her voice dripping with condescension. "So glad you could join us. I didn't realize they extended invitations so broadly this year." Amara returned the smile. "Progress looks broader every year." Vivian's grin thinned. "Of course, but do try to stay within the guest area tonight. Security tends to confuse outsiders." The surrounding guests chuckled politely, pretending not to hear the venom behind the joke. Amara ignored the jab, heading toward the donor table. But whispers followed, fragments like new money, quota pick, and publicity guest. Each word sliced through the air like glass. Vivian wasn't done. She leaned to her assistant. "Get a bottle ready. Champagne for the real guests only." Minutes later, when Amara reached for a flute of water, a waiter stopped her hand. "I'm sorry, ma'am, that's reserved for donors." She arched an eyebrow. "Check the name tag." He hesitated, then froze when he saw it. Amara Lewis, Platinum Benefactor. Before he could apologize, Vivian arrived with cameras nearby. "Is there a problem here?" "No, Ms. Royce," the waiter stammered. Vivian gave Amara a pitying smile. "Oh, I see. Misunderstanding, it happens. You'd be surprised how many guests pretend to belong." The photographers captured it all. Vivian's smile, Amara's calm, the tension that hummed like electricity. Amara's voice was steady. "Pretending isn't really my style." "Ownership is." Vivian laughed too loudly. "Ownership? That's adorable." She turned to the cameras. "Let's not confuse ambition with access." The laughter that followed wasn't kind. It was the kind that told Amara she'd been placed where they thought she belonged, beneath them. Moments later, Vivian waved over security. "Escort her outside, please. We can't have imposters disturbing the donors." The guard hesitated. "Ma'am, she's on the list." Vivian's tone sharpened. "Then take her off it." The ballroom fell silent as Amara was surrounded by guards, cameras flashing like gunfire. She didn't flinch. She didn't beg. She simply reached for her phone, pressed one number, and said 3 calm words: "Activate Protocol 7. The guards froze. So did the servers, the executives, and even Vivian, who frowned. "What did you just say?" Amara smiled faintly. "A business call. You'll feel it soon." She walked out of the ballroom with deliberate calm, her heels echoing against marble as whispers erupted behind her. Within 30 minutes, Lewis Global Holdings initiated a silent buyout, targeting Royce Group's creditors, partners, and underfunded divisions. By midnight, Amara's legal team had filed emergency acquisition documents. By 2 a.m., financial control shifted, and by sunrise, Vivian's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Her father, her board members, her CFO, all calling with panic in their voices. "Vivian," one executive said, We've lost majority shares. What do you mean lost them? They've been purchased overnight. By who? A long pause. Then the voice came back, hesitant, afraid. By Amara Lewis. Vivian dropped the phone. Outside her window, the skyline glowed with morning light, but her family's empire was collapsing in real time. Within hours, news networks broke the story. Lewis Global acquires Royce Group in overnight takeover. Vivian stormed into the Royce Tower, boardroom only to find Amara already seated at the head of the table, calm, poised, unshakable. You can't be serious, Vivian said. This is my company. Was, Amara corrected softly. Now it's mine. This is revenge? This, Amara said, is correction. Vivian's face reddened. You'll regret this. You think power is a game you can buy? Amara leaned forward. You thought it was a birthright you could inherit. Silence consumed the room. Board members exchanged uneasy glances. The cameras outside the glass walls were already recording. Amara stood. Last night you tried to erase me from a room full of people who preach progress. You reminded me that respect isn't always earned by merit. Sometimes it has to be taken. So I took yours? She handed a folder to the board secretary. Effective immediately, all positions held by the Royce family are terminated. Staff will be retained under new contracts. Every discriminatory clause in this company's history erased. Vivian's voice cracked. You can't just... Amara cut her off. I can. And I already have. She turned toward the press waiting outside the conference doors. Cameras flashed once again, but this time she was the one framed in power. When asked for comment, she spoke calmly. Arrogance collapses fastest when it underestimates intelligence. The Royce name built a kingdom on exclusion. Today, that kingdom belongs to everyone who was told they'd never enter its gates. That quote went viral in hours. Stock markets praised her takeover as decisive and visionary. The Royce dynasty was finished, absorbed, restructured, forgotten, and Amara Lewis didn't just buy an empire. She bought her respect back, with interest. If you believe silence is the wrong answer to arrogance, let your voice be heard. Like this video, share it everywhere, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from, and which moment hit you hardest. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories where power meets justice.